Hello and welcome back to another episode. If you tuned in last week, you will know we left the UK to drive to Spain. So we drove all the way through France, got stuck in a snowstorm, and then finally made it into Spain where the sun was shining, and it still is shining. Look at this. Glorious. Glorious. This week, come along with us as we continue our journey driving down the stunning east coast of Spain. We've made it to our next camping spot, yay! This one was an hour and a half from where we've just been, and it's between Benidorm and Alicante. So we arrived today and it was 10 whole euros, which worked out to be like £8 something. And we are only a 5-minute walk from the tram. So we're going to walk to the tram. We've just met this English lady that said dogs aren't allowed on the tram, so we're going to find out if we can...
I was just googling, that's why I'm laughing. Apparently dogs are allowed on the tram if they're in a bag.
So dogs are allowed on the tram if they're in a bag.
So people online say that they put the dog in the backpack or bag for life.
Don't think Buddy's going to fit in a bag.
Well, we'll put little either side of him on the bags. Like we'll pretend he's in a carrier bag and... Yeah. Oh, hang on, let me see. Let's just put this on the side of him. I'll pretend he's not backpack.
Let me see.
Wait there. We'll say he's in the bag.
We'll say he's in a bag. He's got a bag. We could have bought his backpack. So yeah, this campsite we're staying on is 10 euros a night. I'll give you a little tour later. And it's only a 5-minute walk from the tram station. And you can either go to Alicante, which is 40 minutes on the tram, or to sunny Benidorm, which is... How far is Benidorm? 1 hour.
On the tram?
Yeah. Yeah, because Benidorm was about a 40-minute drive from here. But if you don't want to get the tram, then there's a beach here and there's other things to do. But yeah, I think we might be staying here if we can't get the tram. So we've just been kicked off the tram.
By the new driver, not the old one.
So the old driver wasn't bothered, and then they swapped drivers. And he basically was saying about the dog, saying not possible, which we kind of knew, but we were like, well, we'll take our chance. So we don't actually...
for free though.
Yeah, we got on for free. So we don't actually know where we are now though. Buddy.
Oh.
Look, he's just laying down, like, feeling all sorry for himself. How could they kick us off? That's so mean. Isn't that mean, Buddy? Just because he's not in a bag? Poor little dog. So rather than trying to get on another tram with the dog and risk getting kicked off, we're just going to go for a walk around this area. I still don't even know where we are. But I know there's a beach about 10 minutes away, so we're just going to take a walk to the beach, and then tonight we're going to leave the dog in the van and get on the tram again towards Alicante and go out for dinner without the dog, which is sad, but yeah, I mean we could even cycle later, but I think we'll probably just... Yeah, he's devastated, the poor dog. I mean, I understand obviously, because imagine if everyone got on the tram with their dogs, and the tram was busy. So we've been walking for just under 10 minutes. And we've made it to a lovely bit of coast, so I'm not actually that bothered that we've been kicked off now. Look at this beach. Bloody stunning. So I found out where we are. We're in a place called Larra. And I'm regretting changing into trousers now because it is very warm. So we've just come to walk the dog before we go out for dinner, and look at this sunset. It's absolutely stunning. And there's someone out there snorkeling. They're just making their way back in. But it's crazy that this is the same beach I was at earlier, and when the sun's setting it just looks completely different. Good morning everybody. So this is where we've woken up. A lot of these vans are like very close together, so it was a little bit noisy last night. The only way I can describe this experience is like showering in the van. Once you pull that curtain across, there's like no space in there. And then the curtain like blows into you. It's horrible. Not a fun experience. We don't usually like staying like that close to people where like your pitch is basically tiny, but when visiting somewhere like Alicante or any Spanish city, yeah, you don't really have much choice because the cities are so condensed that you can't really drive into them to park. So the only option is to stay outside the city and get a tram or a train or a bus in. So this usually would be the entrance to the beach. And the campsite is literally just there, so it's less than a 2-minute walk to the beach. So today is the 26th of November, and every day when I wake up in Spain, it's like, it's cold in the mornings, but then it's always a shock, because it's 9:45. It's so lovely and warm. Like, I can't get over how warm it is. It's just amazing. So if you're ever thinking of coming down to Spain in the winter, don't even think about it. Just drive here. It's stunning. Honestly, you will not regret. Like, there's no way I can imagine anyone not enjoying this. Like, compared to the UK right now, paradise. And I'm not saying it's your guaranteed sunshine, because that's just unrealistic, but the chances of it being sunny for most of your trip are pretty high. So we're now driving 2.5 hours down the coast to get more sunshine and to go and stay in a campsite that we've stayed in before and that we both love. So we have made it to our next campsite, and this is one of our favourites. So we come here specifically along the coast, and I'll put a link in the description to where this campsite is. But as you can see, you get nice sized pictures. It's always lovely and quiet, and probably being really noisy. And the sun shines all day. So yeah, we're going to stay here for probably 2 nights and enjoy the local area. And there's a beach that I've always wanted to visit, so we're going to go and visit that beach. So here's the entrance to the campsite, and then across the road, if you walk through here, is the beach. So if you're driving down the east coast of Spain, you should definitely add this place to your list. It's just north of Almeria, and I think Buddy approves. Do you approve, Buddy? He's funny. He's actually such a funny dog. You're such a funny dog. He's looking at me for permission to go to the water, but dogs aren't allowed on the beach. Oh, poor boy. Don't worry, I love you. So sometimes we want to explore new places, but other times when we know somewhere and we love somewhere, like, we can't resist coming back. And this is one of those places. Like, Aguamarga is stunning. We'll go for a little stroll through town, see what's going on. Yeah, it is chilly. It's dropping down to 8 degrees tonight, and it was 20 degrees in the day. So that's something to consider if you're coming to Spain in the winter. Pack warm clothes still, because it does get cold at night. I'm actually wearing a woolly hat and a thick coat. But yeah, so far nothing's going on here. Is anybody out there? Good morning, everybody. It's another lovely day. Oh, it's glorious. I can't get over how nice it is. I'm just feeling like I need to do something. So I've brought my skipping rope, brought the dog. We're going to run along the beach, do some skipping. I was going to go for a swim, but this beach is really rocky. Every beach I've tried to swim at has been so rocky. But yeah, we're going to do some exercise. Me and Buddy have just returned to the campsite, and we are locked out. We don't know the code to get in, so I've tried to phone Nino and he's not answering. He's probably in the shower. But there's definitely worse places to be stuck, so I'm not moaning. So the time has come to leave this glorious campsite in Aguamarga, and I'll put the link in the description for this campsite, because this is definitely one worth staying in. It's not far from Almeria, it's just north of Almeria. Wait for me! Wait for me! But he's like, where's he going? I don't know why it's so funny, the idea of him driving away. Wait for us! Go on then, beds. We thought you were going to leave us here.
Oh, I wish.
Look how sad Buddy looks because he thought he was getting abandoned. I wish the camera could show you the colour of this water. It's like crystal clear blue. So we've made it to our next campsite, and it's in a place called Torrenueva Costa, and it's somewhere we've been before, but it's not somewhere we've stayed before. So we decided to stay here. It's a bit of a strange campsite, but we need to do some laundry.
It's a narrow campsite.
It's a very narrow campsite. I'll give you a little tour soon, but I'm gonna have some lunch. We're just on our way to do some laundry. And when I said we need to do laundry, like, we need to do laundry. We've got a huge IKEA bag and another separate bag, so I'm gonna show you the facilities. This is the entrance, so as you come in, you just get a ticket. And then there is someone in reception, but not all the time. So if you come after a certain time, you can just grab a ticket.
Here's the parking ticket machine that he was on about.
Oh, this must be how you pay. So I'm just going to quickly show you the facilities. So this is the bathroom. So it's like kind of like a pop-up campsite where you get like 2 toilets and a shower. But this is the first campsite in Spain we've been to where it's almost like a self-service campsite.
And price-wise, it's actually really reasonable for €6, 10 euros to do all our washing.
And the campsite is 15 euros a night. It does go up in summer, but this time of year it's 15 euros a night, which is about normal for Spain. But there's a lot of these pop-up campsites that are like 10 to 15 euros a night. And then there's obviously the normal campsites that are like 30 or 40 euros. So it's definitely worth doing some research, because if you only plan to stay somewhere for a night, then 15 euros is all you really need. So for once in his sad little life, he's doing the laundry. What a sad little life, Jane.
Whatever. It's lovely because it's lovely and warm and toasty in here. Oh.
These are the parts of van life that you do not see on Instagram. The lingerie.
Mr. Grey.
Mr. Grey doing the lingerie. So I think it's worth coming to this town just for this bridge, just because how amazing it is. So once you get to the top, you can literally see over the whole town. And if I bring you this way, you can see down there is the campsite where we're staying. And you can just about work out the van. But this part of Spain is known for polytunnels. So as you drive through, you'll just drive through thousands of polytunnels. And they go on for hours. So I found out where the sun is setting over the sea on the east coast. It's because in the winter, the sun sets further south. And obviously we're now in the south of Spain. So apparently it's an illusion. It looks like it's setting over the coast, but it's actually setting further south. Me again, morning everyone. It is funny. So now I've done some exercise. We're on our way to the beach for a swim. We've been in Spain now for 5 or 6 days and we still haven't swum in the sea because every time we've been to the beach it's been rocky. So this is the first beach we've been to where we can actually swim. And I'm very excited. It's going to be freezing cold, but
That's not what you told me. You told me it's going to be warm.
it's going to be freezing and it's going to be worth every second of that cold water. Who's going first?
Let me just dip my toe in and see what it's like. I don't want to get my feet wet. Oh, it's freezing.
So we've just been for a swim and it was freezing. It was so cold, but it was absolutely amazing. I love swimming in the cold sea, especially when the beach is like this and it's this clear. It's like tropical. So we're now getting ready to leave this site, yay! Just filling up the water. So the problem with our van is you don't know when the tank's full until the water starts pouring out the bottom, so Yeah, just have to keep going. Just have to keep going. Today is van wash day, and this is a big day because the van hasn't had a wash in, I don't even know how long. I can't even remember, to be honest. Any snacks or refreshments? Looks like you're dressed for the occasion.
Thank you.
The bikes are getting a wash at the same time. So we've got a slight problem. The van's had a good wash, but we can't seem to remove the tar. So we've made it to our friend's house up in the Spanish mountains. So we're going to walk the dogs, go for some lunch, and then hit the road again this evening and head back down to the coast. So we've just bought this spray, which was €2.55 to get the tar off the van, and honestly, it was like one wipe and it's gone.
Look at that.
That's crazy. Like all of that tar has just disappeared, and it hasn't taken the paint wet with it.
Yes.
So we've left our friend Brian's and we are now heading back up the coast. We went back to the campsite we stayed in last night thinking that we'd be able to stay there again, but then they had a power cut. So we're now driving to a campsite. Okay, we're arriving.
Interestingly, the road stops a bit late now.
I mean, it doesn't look too bad. This just looks a bit creepy, but
a bit.
I think it's the first left. You did say come to the bar though, which is up there. Do you think we should park first? Yeah, let's park first. Oh, there's a shed. That's like a toilet shed. We'll call that the shitting shed.
There's lots of letters with H on. Where's that?
Hungry. They're from the Netherlands. I'd strangely feel reassured now if we saw an English reg, but I don't think we're going to.
The dog. Should I go back in one of these?
Maybe go around here. So we went up to the bar to pay for the campsite, and they also sell food here, so we thought we'd have dinner. On the menu was baby goat, wild boar, and then there was like a few other things, and then I saw chicken and potatoes, so I was like, oh lovely. So we ordered 2 portions of chicken and potatoes, and it was actually delicious. It was actually so nice. I was actually in shock. When it came out, it was basically chicken breast and chips with an avocado and a big pepper. I'll put a picture on so you can see. The whole bar was kind of, yeah, very traditional Spanish, but the bill for camping and for 2 meals and drinks, I thought I was getting a bit scared because I thought it was going to be very expensive, and it was. €39.80. Bargain. Actual bargain. Good morning, everybody. So last night was the first night we've stayed up in the mountains, and this campsite is very rustic. Very rustic. So to get to it, you have to drive like through this riverbed. There's a car down there now. It's just like the strangest thing, driving through a riverbed. One thing I'd say is I don't recommend arriving to campsites at night because it's so hard to get an idea of where you are when it's dark. So sometimes when you arrive at night, you just, yeah, you get a strange gut feeling like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Whereas in the day, everything just looks completely different. So last night when we arrived, I was kind of thinking like, I don't think I want to stay here. But now it's daytime and I'm here. Glorious. So these are the facilities. So you've got like a check-in area here, avocados, and then like toilets, showers, washing machines and books. It's very random, but yeah, and an ashtray. So we have come to Almeria, and basically the dog needs a bath because he stinks. Bath time, buddy! He doesn't hate the bath, but he definitely doesn't love the bath. But he's going to be smelling nice and fresh.
He's going to get himself a Spanish lady.
Going to find yourself a Spanish girlfriend, señorita.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, they're nice.
Oh!
Look how fluffy he looks now. He's been washed and blow dried.
The towel, look. I'm coming, look. I know.
So we have arrived at our next stop, and I'll put the link to this place in the description of this video. There has to be hundreds and hundreds of vans here. Like, it's insane how many vans are here. And there's even English people here with caravans. So they've obviously towed their caravan from England. So we've come on a bike ride, and up here is a viewing platform, which doesn't feel very safe. And over there are real life flamingos. Like, how cool is that? So one of the best ways to exercise the dog is to get him to run with the bike. And it just burns all of his border collie energy, and he loves it. He absolutely loves running with the bike. So if I ever ride anywhere, he always wants to come with me. Good morning, everybody. So it's another glorious day. Look at the sunshine. Obviously it's glorious. So last night we were doing some research on this place, and we're in a place called Palomares. And in 1966, an American aircraft bomber crashed on the land and dropped 3 nuclear bombs. And apparently the radiation levels in this area are still quite high. So right now we're probably being exposed to radiation, which is probably why no one cares if we park here, because they're probably thinking, well, you're all stupid. I think a lot of it was cleaned up, but yeah, there's still a lot of radiation, and a few areas around here are still cordoned off. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave. I mean, I'm sure it's fine by now. It was in 1966, but yeah, I'm not taking no chances. And on that note, I'm going to end this one here, but I just want to say a massive thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel. And tune into next week's video, where we'll be driving back up to the north of France. Oh, it's funny. I just can't leave. I just don't want to leave. But yeah, tune in next week. Bye.